Do you get what I'm saying?
Have you ever been ready to just get into the cage and then you've gone, oh, I need a piss here, or I need a shit? No.
Do you know what? I do
imagine that, lad.
Nah, never. Do you know what?
Halfway through a round, you're like, I don't want to fight.
Your body knows, you know. Your body knows that you're gonna fight. I have about 6 shits before a fight. No joke. I think it's
that's his weight loss.
Yeah.
From one of the sponsors. But it's the sponsor, Dad.
Bobby, you joking? It's not a sponsor, it's Patreon.
It does.
Oh, hello, viewers of YouTube. Sorry about Bobby over there. He simply can't contain his jokes.
I'm such a joker.
No, Bobby, what? Patreon.com/what's happening pod.
Nice.
It's £4 a month, and my friend Gary over here, he's going to tell you what you get.
£4 a month, right? You know we get for £4 a month? You get to see us and our beautiful faces early, right? Early access, Tuesday, you get it, £4 a month. You also get Patreon exclusives, right? We do about 2 episodes a month. You get that, included in the price, £4 a month. I was going to say free of charge, but it's not free, it's £4 a month. Head over to patreon.com/what's happening?
Yeah! See you over there. Hello, welcome back. Episode 113 of the What's Happening podcast. Hope you've all had an absolutely marvellous week since you last joined us in the studio this week. We're wasting no time and getting straight into it. We've got undefeated UFC featherweight contender, LERONE Murphy. LERONE, thank you for coming down and joining us, by the way.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Really appreciate it. We were chatting, obviously, a little bit then before we got going about like how your recovery's been going. Obviously, you're coming off the back of the win against Edson Barbosa of all people as well. Was that 2-3 weeks ago now, was it?
Yeah, coming up to 3 weeks ago, so I'm literally just only recovering now.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a 5-round fight, so it took a bit of damage, bit more damage than I expected. No, not that I expected, that I wanted to.
I think he did as well, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it did.
He definitely did.
Man, it did. Do you know what? I actually expected to come out worse, but I do bruise easily, but I expected to come out worse. You know what I'm saying?
Natasha Bedingfield.
That's what I'm saying, mate. That's what I'm saying, but yeah, man.
To be fair, I think the first round, I think, was when, at least watching it, when he looked his best, and then I think he faded quite quickly. I think even halfway through the second round, you seen him slowing down, and then for the remaining 3.5 rounds, it was
how old is he now? Because his name's been around for a long time.
Mate, do you know what? I was literally watching him before he started training.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's been about for years. How did the fight with him come about? Like, what was the
I was supposed to fight Danny Ige in
cancelled,
February.
didn't
I
he?
got injured, but I didn't get my visa anyway, so it's like a blessing in disguise. But then I got a message saying, do you want to fight Edson Barbosa? 5 round event, and I was just like, whoa.
You can't say no there, can you? Especially for the name value that he brings as well.
And then when they said 5 rounds, I was just a bit sceptical, do you know what I mean? Because I've never done 5 rounds before. But
you went to full 5 as well, to be fair. It looked like you could have finished him a few times. It looked like he was on his way out. But
how do you train for a 5-round fight, and how do you prepare? What's the process?
Do you know what? I actually spoke to a few people that have done 5-round fights and championship fights because I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. I've never done it before. And then all they're saying is just add a few more sparring rounds. When you're doing pads, add a few more rounds. So it's the same thing, really.
Just a bit more to it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just about the pacing of the fight, really, more so than anything.
Yeah, I suppose you can't go in hot straight away, especially when you could be going for potentially 25 minutes.
That's it. Like you said before, I nearly finished him a few times, but like a few times in the
back of the gas a little bit.
Yeah. I'm saying, pull back a bit, because I've seen him fight Sadiq Youssef. And Sadiq Youssef made that mistake of trying to finish him, gassed out, and then got punched up for the.
I mean, so he's as you said though as well. He's been about for that long. Even I think when he's in trouble, he's obviously got experience and now
he's
not
hardened
to come through. So
he understands the game.
And I suppose as well, there couldn't be any worse place in the world to be stood in front of Edson Barbosa of all people, and you need to take a breather. You know what I mean? It's probably the worst place in the world.
When I need to breathe and I'm looking at a flight of stairs, I'm fucked like Edson Barbosa.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck that.
No, it's the worst, man. The worst, man. He's fast as well, you know. He's like, his kicks was so fast, couldn't even see him.
I remember there was the one. I remember when he fought, because even him, he's been in there with some of the best, and like he's fought Gaethje, Khabib. He's been in there with all of them. I think it was in the first round of their fight, he landed a switch kick to the body, and like you didn't even see it come up. You just seen it go back. It was
well, he rocked
like
Khabib a few times.
He
with
did.
that
He had
spinning
them on
hook kick as
skates
well.
a little bit, didn't he? Like, and he throws that a lot as well.
Bro, he threw it a few times, and me, and I thought,
Yeah,
nah, mate.
get out the way of that.
It's not
Do you know what I was thinking before as well? Like, watch it, because obviously, like, I know when you get the contract and you get the offer, and even when you're going through training camp, you know. I mean, I suppose when you're fighting anyone, especially because I mean, even on your UFC debut, you didn't come in easy, did you? You took. So like, it's like waking up in the morning of the fight, knowing that like you're like 9 hours and fighting Edson Barbosa.
Do you know
What's that like?
Do you know what? I swear.
The nerve poos and all that.
Nah, do you know what? I swear to you, this time round, I have. It's like it was weird. I was kind of scared that I didn't have the nerves I usually have. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes people say if you're not nervous, you're not
ready.
This is what I was like. I was thinking, even in the changing rooms before the fight, I was asking for coffee. I was asking for, because I wanted to feel like this anxious feeling. You know what I'm saying? And the commission won't let me have it, and I was just like, this is scary because I'm not feeling the way I usually feel. Do you get what I'm saying? But and then I've spoke to like other people that are more experienced than me, and they're saying, you've made that transition now. That's how you perform to your best. You know what I'm saying? That's being in the moment and being focused. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're a killer now.
So,
That's what it is.
So that's just the experience. I've just relaxed now.
What I was thinking as well is obviously off the back of that, because you went up to 11th as well in the division. So obviously, like, I'd imagine you're looking more towards who's in the top 10 to top 5 now. What I wanted to do is go through sort of who's where in the division, because obviously I know you've obviously got things in mind who you think could beat him. Maybe 2 or 3 fights, 2 or 3 wins. You're looking at the title shot.
A little roadmap.
Looking at the division, obviously.
Whilst you get that up, then Dave, quick, like, you know, do you sign a certain number of fights as a contract, or is it just one by? How does it work?
Yeah, well, different people get different contracts, but I've been getting like four fight contracts.
Okay.
4 fight contracts, and then maybe after 2 fights, you might have 2 good fights. They might renew it after 2 fights.
Yeah.
Okay, sound.
So looking at the division here, obviously you're 11th. You're tied for 10th. You've got Chikadze and Keita. Who, I mean, either or of them, I think matching up with yourself is going to be an absolute banger anyway. But obviously going up, you've got Aljamain in the division now, who's the former bantamweight champion. He dominated Keita at 300.
He did.
Then you've got Emmett, Arnold Allen. Evloyev's looking dangerous as well. He is. I don't know how much you look like. How much are you looking at the division, and who are you looking at now? Ideally, where's next for you?
I've been watching. I study these guys. Anytime there's a featherweight fight on in the UFC, I'm watching it. I'm watching it, so I know everyone. Even the new guys.
Even people below you are coming up trying to get your number off you as well.
I'm watching them, so it's like. But for us, for the roadmap we want to take is probably the Keita fight next, and then go to Josh Emmett, which is you said he's 7.
Yeah.
One of them two. Either one of them two, or even both of them, the rest of this year, and then go from there. Then it's top 5, innit? Then it's like real title contender.
I suppose as well. I mean, the higher you get up the division, when you're speaking about people like Keita and Emmett, like, I think skill wise, you probably fancy yourself against someone like Josh Emmett. He's obviously he's a smaller guy if you keep him at range. It's obviously easier said than done anyway. Of course. People like him who've got, like, you've seen the fight with Bryce Mitchell.
I know, mate. And
terrifying.
Well, that's what it is. It's just like, you know what you're gonna get with Josh Emmett. It's punch power.
You
stay safe. You can
just stay out the way.
That's it. And it's just like, so it's like, that's why I feel like I'm a smart fighter, and I feel like I can navigate well around.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
To be honest, when I watched the Barbosa fight, I watched it with Arjak, and like I was watching it because obviously I said to him, I was going to try and get you on the podcast. I was like, we'll have to watch the fight, we'll have to fucking. And even like there was times in that fight when like you could tell like the fight IQ was there, and like it wasn't just you were just like up and coming in the rankings, just trying to make a bit of a splash. That you know, because as well as you're 32, so you've got experience there as well. Now you're coming into your prime as well. So is that where you feel like you're at now? Do you feel like you're coming into your prime?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I've had the stop-start career. I've had a few injuries. I've had a few pull-outs and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm just in a good place now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like everything happens for a reason, because I feel like some of these fights that I could have took earlier, I wasn't ready for, and now I feel ready. Now I feel like I can make a real title run now.
I mean, I suppose even as well, I know injuries are never ideal, but if you've had that sort of when you're sort of out recovering, there's the other people who are around you in the division who are active, they're fighting, they're taking damage as well, so they've probably got a little bit more of the wear and tear, whereas you've maybe had more time to prepare and study the division. Probably put you in a good position going forward, definitely.
That's it. I feel great, I'm ready now, and I feel like that last fight just gave me more confidence as well, because I know that I could have pushed harder in that fight. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like I could have done better in that fight, so there's still, and I've got a lot to work on as well. So
level.
I think, to be fair, I think the striking stats, what was it, 290 to 70 something?
Smashed
and if you're only 80-90% there, 100% is scary.
But at the same time as well, it's a secret weapon as well, innit? Because people are looking for that was him all out, and for the fact it's not.
That's it.
They want to keep your cards,
estimate you in the next fight.
Keep your cards close to your chest as much as you can, really.
And their face close to the canvas, innit?
Ideally.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Because I mean, as well, even like even your story sort of before you even got to the UFC, how you got into MMA as well. I don't think, and you said you've had a bit of a stop-start career, but in terms of how you got into it as well, obviously you spoke publicly before about like obviously when you were shot twice as well. I think if you can be shot twice in the face and drive yourself to hospital, I don't. you can probably prepare for most people in the UFC. I know.
That's what I'm saying. Life experiences also give me that edge as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And
definitely.
I've got no fear factor, because I know like every fight I go into, or even all of this is like extra time for me. Like it is what it is. I've done well to get here. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, so what if you lose a fight? Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm not bothered.
Not the end of the world.
And that's why I'm fighting with no pressure, and I'm fighting better. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, to be fair, you could see it. I mean, obviously, like you look at your debut was the draw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like even from then forward to your most recent fight, you can tell like it seems like more mature performances. You seem a lot more settled in your style and stuff like that. It's good to see as well. I mean, it's always good to see a British fighter doing well in the UFC. There hasn't been many British champions in the UFC, even with I know Aspirations an interim champion, but him and Leon now it's the first time there's been more than one simultaneously.
Building up, we're gonna have loads more as well if I can see it coming. Like even we've got amateurs in our gym that. Scary.
I was
young guys.
I was at the Cage Warriors in Manchester when was it, Jack? Was that a couple of months ago?
Yeah, about 3 months ago, I think.
About 2 months ago or something, and like a lot of the younger sort of fighters from Britain now as well, a lot of them are going over to America to get that wrestling base early, so that, because like it's in the past, as soon as like with a lot of British fighters or fighters from the UK in general, but as soon as they get to that certain level where the Americans, they've been doing the wrestling since school. You know what I mean?
Difference. That's the only difference. But yeah, we're closing that gap. Like
you
said,
definitely.
We're closing that gap.
I think having people like obviously like yourself, Leon especially as well. He's like champion. I think that's only gonna take the MMA in the UK.
And Leon's
to the
done
next
it
level.
from home as well. He's done it from home. He's not. He went to the UK to the US for a.
He went to AKA for the first
he's there, but he's done the rest from home. So it's just
it's good to see as well. I think it's about time. I think obviously before Leon it was Bisping, wasn't it? Who was the main. He was sort of all the torch, but it's good to see it. It is good to see it carrying on, definitely. Did like even when you said you watch every featherweight fight, you watch much of the UFC, like?
Yeah. I'm always watching the cards. I watch all the cards, man.
Do you watch it just to enjoy the fight, or you're studying?
A bit of both, a bit of both. I enjoy watching it anyway, but I feel like you can learn things visually. Do you get what I'm saying? What's going on, what the new trends, because there's always a new trend. Do you get what I'm saying?
There's always someone saying something nowadays.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you just got to keep up with it, man. And just,
What do you reckon as well? Because obviously you, like, there's with it being the type of sport it is as well, you see some of the maddest characters in the world. Like, because I mean, to even do what you do on a professional level, you've got to be a certain type of person anyway.
Bro, I was talking about it the other day. I was looking around the gym here, and I said, look, everyone in this gym is peppered. Like everyone is super poorly in here, but it's like everyone gravitates
comes
towards
together
that,
well. You know what I mean? You channel it the right way.
You have to be a different type of human. Because
if you see people as well, like even like people like you've got like Strickland now and Colby the last few years, like some of them like. They're some of the best fighters in the world, but like, and you look at them like they play a character, and it's like the tact, man. It's crazy.
Different. You have to be different to do this, though. You're going to fight, bro. You're fighting in a cage.
Voluntarily. Do you know what I mean?
Cage,
it's not even like it just happens. You're signing contracts and that. It's sick. Like, I think I was saying to my brother the other week. I was saying to him like, I love the UFC, the MMA in general, but specifically the UFC, because like I think Strickland said it when he won the belt. It gives like he said, people like him, because if you look at Strickland, I know obviously you've got to be mad to do it anyway, but he's round the bend, lads. You know what I mean? 100%. And it gives people like that a place to sort of like, I don't know, just exist.
It's true.
It's true.
How did it come about? Because you've been in the UFC since 2019 now. Yeah. Did you take the fight against? It was on short notice, wasn't it? Initially,
so I was in Jamaica. It come about. So I was in Jamaica with the family.
Yeah.
I was supposed to fight in like late October or something like that. So this was July time. Went away with the family for a week. I was in Jamaica, all inclusive.
Yeah,
got
you living
fat
good.
Oh, bro, I was so big. I must have been about 84 key.
Shit.
Got off holiday on maybe the Monday. Went to training on the Tuesday. I was on the way to training.
Yeah.
My coach texted me saying, basically, fight took. He just said, can you fight Tukagov 7th of September? And I'm thinking he sent it to the wrong person. Me?
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, what are you on about? And then he's like, nah, they want you to fight him in Abu Dhabi, short notice. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know.
Was that fight at Ireland, was it? Oh no, that was before
it was Abu Dhabi, but never even watched this guy before. And I just said, there's an opportunity. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when I got home and watched him, I'm like, shit, bro.
I'm going back to Jamaica.
Bro. He's just knocking people out. And I'm like, whoa. But yeah, man, you have to take them opportunities. They don't come around twice.
Yeah, you've got to about it, you know. Like, I mean, I think to be fair, I think the only person I think who's knowingly turned the UFC, I think, because I know Paddy turned him down 2 or 3 times. He was like, I'm not ready.
We're not ready,
But like, he knew they were interested though, so he was able to keep them going.
It's hard, isn't it? Because yourself, you want to, you're like, you know, I'm ready to go. So you want to be the right time. You don't want to make your debut and not be ready and be fucking shit. But at the same time, when something like that comes calling,
that's what I'm saying.
You got to take that opportunity.
Paddy was selling out arenas before the UFC.
In Cage Warriors,
so it's like he can take his time in it. But for me, it was like I was struggling to get fights at the time. I must have been 8-0, and I was struggling to get fights. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, boom, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah. Especially as well, it's not like you're brand new. You've had a few. You know what I mean? You've already been through it a bit already. Man. It's like what's the? Because I've always wondered like do you cut much weight? Because I know that you look at some people now, it's like some people are cutting crazy amounts of weight.
Do you know what? I don't get too big out of camp anymore. I probably cut about. I'm probably about 78 key now.
Yeah.
So it's not a crazy amount. I probably get down to about. When I'm training, I'll probably be about 75 key, and then cut the rest. You know what I'm saying? It's not a major cut. A lot of people cut way more than me, and it's like easy cut. It's an easy cut. Because I love food. You know what I'm saying? So once I cut that out, once I cut food out, my weight drops down. You know what
You've got to cut weight properly as well. I know some of the Dagestanis have like, I know Khabib fucking nearly done his kidneys in a few times. They cook crazy. Like,
bro, do you know the worst weight cut I've seen? I think you know Dean Garnett.
We've had him on.
Dean Garnett, he's a madman.
Yeah, he got fucking smacked when he cut that.
He done a documentary, didn't he, about it? So
it's scary, and it's not sustainable, is it? Like jumping up and down like a yo-yo constantly with your weight gain.
I think he's a lot more disciplined now than he was ages ago. But he is funny, Dean, man. I like Dean.
He was funny when we had him on, mate. That's to be fair. He was sick, lad. Have you
fighting this weekend, actually?
Yeah. Is that this weekend when he's fighting? Is it?
Yeah.
Is he signed to PFL now?
Yeah. It's in the tournament. now.
It's mad what they're doing, isn't it? Like the way they sort of they treat it as a season, as opposed to like the way in the UFC and like even like Bellator and One and stuff. It's just like it's like a ranking system, but they do it like a season. The way like say imagine like the Premier League,
like the Premier League of darts.
Yeah, so if you like if you win, you get so many points. If you win like you get like a finish or a submission or a knockout, you get more points, shit like that. Yeah, but then they do a Grand Prix. Where it's like a tournament and the winner gets you get like a special belt for the Grand Prix, don't you? And then you get like $1 million check as well. It's fucking crazy. It's mad. Do you know, oh my god! Funny enough, so I applied. Have you ever seen the Instagram page Fight Lab? It's like So I've been speaking to them for a while about doing some content with them, just like just about MMA and stuff. And about 3 months ago I seen a thing on the story. There's like a Russian bare knuckle fighting league, right? And like the ring they fight in, it's
that
like
sentence alone is fucked.
It's like bales of hay just in a circle.
I've seen it.
So I seen they were looking for English speaking commentators to commentate on their English broadcast to the pay-per-view. So about 3 months ago I thought, fuck it, yeah, I'll apply for that. But check my emails yesterday and they were like, yeah, so the English broadcast for the pay-per-view's Friday. They were like, can you send us a little test over beforehand?
What are saying? No, Scousers not
I was on the phone to the fella before and he was like, I'm having a hard time understanding it and you speak a bit slow. So they want me to do like a mock commentary of a fight tonight and send it to them.
Lad, do it in loads of different accents.
You're gonna have to talk super slow.
I know. It's like, especially like I was on the ring, and to be fair, I've seen the clips of it for ages. And it's fucking. It's like you think like the likes of BKFC, you think that's mad, but like these Russians, like they're fucking insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's sick though, isn't it?
You've never seen more blood and fights in your life.
But that's the thing, like. They have like the group MMA fights and everything, don't they? Where it's like 3-on-3 and all that.
It's crazy.
They're just the fucking craziest people ever.
Do you know what I wish? Do you know the way one sort of done the crossover fight, didn't they? For DJ and Rodtang, like it was like a round of Muay Thai, a round of MMA.
Yeah, that's it.
I wish the UFC would get a bit adventurous sometimes.
I know. They never will though.
Imagine just like a one-off little 3v3.
Yeah, it'd be sick, but yeah, they never will.
Would you ever look at going up? Time for another word from one of our lovely sponsors, Bobby. Who's the sponsor? Well, I'll tell you. The sponsor is Grid, and that's 2 eyes in the Grid. The lads over at Grid, the lads over from Ireland, sent us over a big care package full of goodies, tracksuits, t-shirts, caps, you name it. Look how smart you are. Very smart. They are based over in Ireland, but don't you worry because they ship all over the world.
If you're quick enough, they're about to drop the summer release. Some nice trackies, some nice shorts. Very contemporary, very lightweight. I'm fat, I look good. And 1st of June, they're dropping in Foot Asylum, Liverpool.
Ooh. But Gary, if I may.
You may.
You will not get 20% off in Foot Asylum. But I'll tell you where you can. Head over to gridofficial.com and then when you get to checkout, put in the code Happenin20 at checkout. I'll repeat that for you, Bob. It's Happenin20 at checkout, and that'll get you 20% off all of your orders, courtesy of us, because we really are men of the people. That's gridofficial.com. Their Instagram is grid_, that'll be on the screen. Check them out, links in the description. Bang! Would you ever look going up or down? Like what you ever
I couldn't make bantamweight, but I've always said like later on in my career I will go up definitely. I won't cut the weight for the rest of my career.
Especially if you start getting older as well. You don't want to start cutting down to 35.
But I do cut weight quite easy, so it's like I don't know. We'll see, innit?
It's a good job as well if you're going to Jamaica scanning on.
Bro, I actually love food. Food's what makes me happy. When after the fight, people are saying, "Yo, you going out? You going?" Nah, I just want to go for
home for the scran.
Yeah, so I'll go for a good scran.
All day. What would you go to? We say, let's say a couple of years from now, number 1 contender fight. Let's say you go out first round, knockout.
See, is how fat I am? I thought you were saying what your go-to meal.
I was getting excited. Let's say number 1 contender fight, you go out first round, finish, knockout, like whoever it's against. Let's say fucking Val Holloway, whoever's still there. Yeah. Just won. You've gone, fucking showered, ready to go. What are you going for? What's your post-fight meal?
I thought you were saying what your go-to fighter then.
I
got excited about food before I saw my fight.
You know what? It depends where I am in the world, obviously, innit? But like, do you know what? I was in Vegas this time, and there's just so many food options, so many different food options.
Yeah.
Hookers arsehole.
Yeah. You know what? I love pizza though, me. I love a good New York pizza. I love a good New York pizza.
Have you fought in New York?
I've not, you know.
Because they've got
an MSG. To New York.
I would like to be fair.
But there's like a good pizza in Vegas that I went to. It was in one of the casinos. But,
yeah.
Oh, next level, you know.
Yeah. Huge as well.
Bro.
It's like I don't think you'd ever have a more rewarding meal and that, you know, after you've just won, you're in the middle of fucking Vegas.
You need something like, you know what I mean?
In the middle of Vegas as well. I mean, to be fair, like, you must have to be careful after the fight as well. Like, because I know if I had the adrenaline rush of winning and I was in the middle of Vegas,
you're going wild.
I'm going missing for 3 days. I'm turning up on a roof somewhere.
Do you know what? I've seen this to my mate. It's a danger. Like, I don't know how the fighters out there like stay focused because so much going on. You know
but if that's where they're from, it's the norm.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose as well. If you live in Vegas, I can imagine that the strips must be a fucking inconvenience sometimes. Imagine living there through the day. Like,
even the food, like there's literally food on every corner. Like in Manchester, it's like, you know, there's 5 top food gaffs. Do you know what I mean? It's like you'll go to one of them.
Manchester's got some fucking...
Yeah, it's decent, but over there it's like there's loads,
everywhere.
hundreds. Do you know what I mean? So
it's mad, isn't it? It's
Food boss, though, isn't it?
It's like... What's your go-to spot locally? Say you're at home in Manchester. Have you got
like Jamaican food and that? Just like
Is there anything that's proper like authentic where you're at like Jamaican food? Because
Sunrise, there's a place called Sunrise, which is just on the outskirts of the town centre, like 5 minutes from town centre. That's authentic.
Nice. That'd be your go-to.
Yeah, that's good.
I can't say I've tried Jamaican food. If I was to, what would you recommend for the first time?
Street meat and that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat anything.
Yeah, I'd go for like, it depends where you go in it, but like the jerk chicken's good, and curry goat, which is like,
I've never tried that. You know, one of my mates loves that.
It's good. Do you like spicy food?
Yeah.
It's usually spicy, but that's like, if I was to tell
he's a lying bastard, he hates spicy food.
I don't mind spicy food. Do you know what? The plainest man in the world, he won't even get a sauce with the mackies in, you know. Nuggets, plain.
Branching out. I have fucking hot sauce and Nando's now,
you get adventurous with...
Yeah.
Once you go to with Nando's, because if it's lemon and herb,
no, it's hot. I got hot.
Hot? I don't venture that high in Nando's. Mediums as high as I go in Nando's.
Do you know my bird got into it at the minute, because like when we get takeaways and all that, like my bird's anaphylactic to nuts, so she can't, like, she doesn't really go to like a Chinese or an Indian because it's too nutty. And
she's racist as well.
Yes, racist, yeah. No, she's found this place by me Mars called Kilos. It's a trap kitchen. And she fucking loves it, like.
So they do the boxes.
It's like the boxes, like lobster, with like jerk, slaw, and all that. She's fucking in heaven, man.
That's a good meal for me.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I love that shit.
It's fucking, I mean, especially as well. I mean, I'd imagine when you obviously you're in Jamaica on holiday as well, you weren't planning for a fight, or you're not getting more authentic than you're getting out there. You must be putting it away.
There used to be a Caribbean food gaff on Lark Lane, and it was called Jamaican Me Hungry. It was the best thing ever. Everyone loved it.
What
and
happened to that?
I think it got took over. It turned into Raggers then, because Raggers has got like 3 around Liverpool. And then I think a few of them closed down. There was a few fucking boss ones as well, but they're just dying down now, aren't they? It's hard work, and it's trying to keep something like food places like that. It's not really sustainable anymore, is it?
No, it's true.
Have you got a speaking going back to the fighting, have you got like a time frame in mind when you're looking on trying to get? I know you've only just really got back to training today.
Got back to training. You know what? I was trying to make the Manchester card. I was doing everything I could. I was doing all the recovery and that, but it is too soon. So I'm thinking like I want to stay active though at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like maybe end of August, September.
Yeah.
That's a good time for me.
And you Calvin Cater's ideally what you're looking at. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, once you start getting into them top 10s and that, it's like, it's about who's available. Do you know what I'm saying? So you might even have to sit out for 3-4 months.
That's the question. How many fighters are actually registered with the UFC then? Because
I think it's over like, last time I checked, it was like 600 and something, so it might be like 700 or something.
Obviously, when they have a card on, there's only a certain amount of fights.
Yeah, like 14 fights. Roughly.
Not everyone can be fighting, can they?
And they have to offer you 3 fights a year as well.
Yeah, let's see.
I think that's why they're putting on shows every week. As well, do you know
578 people totally on the roster as well. And as well as, I mean, it's probably like you've got, it's mad as well because there's some people who have been in the game for years who aren't fighting very often, but then you've got, there's that lad, he's like, that Rosas, he fights at 125, he's 17. He's just come off.
Oh, is that the one who looks like he's been in a car crash?
he does a bit. He does a little bit like.
He was good when he come out, but I was like, fucking hell.
He's got quite prominent features to say the least. He can't, you know what I mean?
Looks like a cheating bulldog.
He's a fucking.
I wouldn't say it to his face because he's.
No,
he's good.
He said he looks good, especially for 17. He said he looks like he looks more. He fights more. He fights a bit ahead of his time, you know what I mean? He seems like he's got more experience than he has. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
but it must be hard being like the organisers who sort of fights, because the stars have got to align, haven't they? Because you start going, right, there's a match there, but then if someone gets injured, then it must be a fucking massive game.
That's why, I think the UFC, because they've got so many fighters, it's a lot easier for them. Like, out of all the promotions, even if the main event falls out, they can replace it. Yeah,
people are jumping at the bit to get in.
And even if you're out of camp as prime athletes, it's not that hard.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? You look at Volkanovski of all people. He jumped into the second fight with Makhachev on like 11 days notice. He said he's gonna. He said because obviously there's a bit of uncertainty with the with the 303 card now. It's look like I don't know if you I don't know if you've heard anything about that. I say but like it doesn't be. People are unsure whether the McGregor-Chandler fight's going to go ahead. Volkanovski said there he's ready to step in.
That'd be a good fight, like him and Chandler though.
Even him against, if it's Chandler who's injured or something, him against Connor's a good fight, you know what I mean?
Both. And listen, that's the exciting thing about the UFC, like there's so many matchups that are intriguing that people can see.
I feel like as well, toward like the second half of last year, it maybe like, people were complaining about the scheduling as well, but I think the first half of this year at least, there's been all of the main pay-per-view cards every month, and even some of the fight nights have been stacked up as well. It's crazy. I mean, even 300 as well. Like everyone was trying to get on that. To be fair,
and usually it's like July is International Fight Week, so that's like when they're putting the best fights.
That little peak of summer as well, where they're throwing them on. Do you know what as well? I wonder during things like International Fight Week, they must make fucking crazy amount. Because you think about not even just the ticket sales and the pay-per-views, the merchandise they sell. Because have you seen the selling bits of canvas now, aren't they? From like a certain fight cards, you can be like, oh, this fight happened on. There's a little strip of it. There's
a little bit of AIDS on a canvas.
You've got fucking Pereira's blood in your living room in a frame. It's fucking crazy.
Is there a time of year that you favour to fight in?
For me, at the start of the year, like say March, because boom, you finish New Year's, you get
spring chicken, you've had your New Year's resolution in the gym,
that's
flying.
I feel like that's the best time to fight, and then obviously summer's a bit hard because you see all your mates.
You want to be away,
you know what I mean? So, but it's like it's a short career in it, so just got to get it done regardless. It doesn't really matter.
I was watching. Actually, it's funny enough. I was watching yesterday because I seen. When you were coming, when you went for your debut, he wasn't in your corner, but did you do a bit of training with Dominic Cruz ahead of that?
Previously, it wasn't ahead of that, but it was previously.
How did that come about? Because obviously he's fucking one of the best.
Through Brendan was his mate through Ultimate Fighter. He met somebody and then somebody. Do you know what I mean? Just like
Brendan, is it Locke?
Yeah. So I went out with him in 2015 to train.
Yeah.
And that's when I was still amateur, so I just kind of built a relationship.
Where about did you go to train with them?
San Diego.
Sick. That's sick. How long were you out there for?
For like 5 weeks, you know. That's when he was training for TJ Dillashaw. He's comeback fight.
Sick. That must have been a good time to be around him, you know what I mean? He's in the peak of his career as well.
Just like, I feel like that trip there was like one that kind of like thought, yo, this is what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose because when you get it right, I mean, at the time he was one of the biggest names in the sport. He was one of the best in the world. Being around people like that when you're still an amateur, it must like you're looking at it and taking an inspiration from them.
It's crazy. Like there's loads. That gym was busy. Then it had like Ross Pearson, Jeremy Stevens. Chandler was there at that time, actually. He was there at that time. So it's like I was around all of them, and it's just like, bro.
I mean, it was well when you look at it as well. Now Chandler, it must be mad. Looking back years to when you were training in the gym and you're seeing him, and then now you're both in the UFC. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I wouldn't. Do you know what? I actually remember a conversation I had with Dom because like, where do you want to be 5 years from now? And I'm like, I want to be in the UFC. Do you know what I'm saying? But this was years ago, and even that thought there was just like. It was like a scary thought. Do you get what I'm saying? For me, it felt distant. It felt like it's far away. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
fucking right up there with them now.
It's mad.
It's crazy. It must be mad as well. Obviously, looking back all the way to how you even came about getting into MMA and the time of your life that it happened. Like, fucking, like. To look at where you are now, it must seem fucking. Do you know what? You must wake up and pinch yourself sometimes.
I do. Cause sometimes I'm just like going with the flow, and I'm not like actually realizing what's actually. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I feel like I'm not grateful sometimes, and then sometimes I have to sit myself down and just like say like. You come a long way, do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what though, especially, I mean, like, when you're in the thick of it, it's easy to get lost in it sometimes. It's not necessarily that you're not grateful for it, you're just focused on it, you know what I mean? I think there's a difference there.
But it's a fucking job where you've got to be hyper-focused, so it's hard to allow yourself to be human.
Yeah, you're right.
Because to be fair, you've got to look at it as well, the people who, a lot of fighters always say, like, the way when they're training for their opponent, like, they can't take time off because they're like, while they're sitting there and relaxing, he's in the gym training.
Like, loads of fellas don't wank or nothing, do they, when they're fucking in contact?
Is that a thing? Like, you take that, you practice that yourself, like, you like to keep it all, keep it all in.
And then just jizz all over your opponent when you're rolling.
Like, do you know what? Some Mike Tyson, he used to go like, what did he used to do? Like a year?
But then he'd batter and throw it down the stairs.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to let that
I
out.
think it's all like a mental edge in it. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's all mental.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I think there's loads of fighters say they like even when like some fighters are married and he won't even shag the bird. He goes to a fight.
Yeah.
All
It's mental though. I think it's just like a restraint. Like if I can do this. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's
a mad one. I would like to at least understand that. I mean, I'd never do it. I think it's a fucking ridiculous idea. Like, but I'd like to know at least the full process
if you're a trained fighter, and out of the population of the whole world, you're one of them 590 something UFC fighters, whether your balls are full of jizz or not, you're still smashing someone's head in.
Like,
they say testosterone in it, but they say that there's also no real studies that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Someone, FO said it to someone trying to wind them up years ago.
Like,
you can't shag the birds and all that. And he's telling us, mates, like, hey, boys, listen, stop having a wank. You can't fight and shit. It's fucking crazy.
One question, right? Past or present, if there was one opponent you could face, who would you face? Like a dream opponent.
It has to be McGregor, innit? Like, I feel like I know everyone calls him out, everyone says this, but it's like he's the biggest star. He's gonna any fight with him is the biggest fight ever. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when he was in featherweight as well. Like,
this is what I'm
when
saying.
he was on his come up, it was fucking.
So it's like that kind of name there. Putting that name with your name, that kind of fight, having the eyes watching that kind of thing, the biggest arena in the world. Do you get what I'm saying? It has to be that, innit?
I mean, to be fair though as well, it's like your name and his name really are not that far from each other. Now, it might not seem like that for yourself, but like he come up through the UFC's featherweight division. You're there now, just outside the top 10. Like, it's fucking.
It's mad, you know. I actually went to watch him fight Mendes in 2006. It might have been 15.
Where was that?
He's in Vegas. Was it in MGM? Oh, it's crazy.
Would it be in the MGM with the team over? What's it like? Obviously, because you must. I've never been to a live UFC event, but like the contrast and emotion being in the arena just as a spectator as opposed to you're in the dressing room staying.
Totally different.
What's that like? When when you sort of you're back in the changing rooms, you're with the team, you're hitting pads, trying to sort of keep yourself at a level. Like what's going through your head there? I know you said last time you weren't nervous, but like previously when the nerves were there, what's going through your head before you make the walk?
Do you know what? Your adrenaline's just kicking, and I feel like in the hotel before you even get to the arena, that's the worst time because you're sitting about waiting. Yeah. You're just like you're sitting about and waiting, and you know what's coming. It's just like I feel like that's the worst time for nerves. And then once you get to the arena and you start warming up, I feel like you just go like. Your mind's on the job then, you get what I'm saying? You focus then, and like your adrenaline's kicking, you feel hot, like you're ready to go, but it's like you're there now. There's no way out. You're there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Have you ever been ready to just get into the cage and then you've gone, I need a piss here, or I need a shit?
No. Do you know what? I
imagine that, lad.
Nah, never. Do you know what?
Halfway through a round, you're like, I don't want to fight.
Your body knows, you know. Your body knows that you're gonna fight. I have about 6 shits before a fight. No joke. I think it's
that's his weight loss.
I'm going to the toilet every 2 seconds, and it's just like it's like your body's just getting ready to prime. You know what I'm saying? Getting all the way started, and just like boom.
What would you say the most nervous for a fight you've ever been is, whether it was in or even before the UFC? But was there ever been one in particular where you were like, oh shit?
I remember it very well as well. It was my second fight in the UFC. I fought Ricardo Ramos on Fight Island.
Yeah. Was that? I thought was Arkamini the third or fourth fight you had in the UFC?
No. What's that?
Is it Arkamini? I'll have to have a look.
Americani. Yeah, that was like my fourth. It might have been fourth, but it was Ricardo Ramos. I remember just being sat in the hotel thinking, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why have I signed up for this?
On a fucking island.
Yeah, bro. I was thinking, this is the last time I'm doing this. And I sat there and I was just thinking that, and I ended up going out and knocking him out in the first round.
You don't feel too bad about it?
Yeah. And I got a bonus, so it was
nice.
Good. But I felt like that was like the most nerves I've ever had, and I don't know why, but it just was.
Supposedly, you've got to feel that to be able to process it the next time, though. You'd like to never get to that, and then like, let's say you're fighting, you're trying to break into the top 10 as you are now, and then you feel after the first time.
It's all experience, isn't it?
It's a different situation.
Yeah, going back to that, it's just like now when I feel certain things, even in the change rooms warming up, I felt a bit sluggish this fight, and I was just like, this is how you feel before a fight. This is how you feel. Once you get in there, you'll be sweet. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's all experience, man.
Do you know what funny? I watched the Amir Khani fight the other day. You were right in the corner there. Oh, I thought you were going to say so, sorry. I watched the Amir Khani fight the other day, and it was mad that the contact, because the first round, like he's always been a good grappler in the as well, and like he was controlling the whole of the first round, and then what was it, 15, 16 seconds into the second round, a little switch back on the southpaw and caught him with the knee coming in.
That was the game plan. That was the game plan. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you battered you the first round." That was the game plan. I knew you'd get tired in the second and third.
Yeah, he always has a good first round. He's always a good gatekeeper. He's a good gatekeeper at 45, and he always has a good first round.
Our game plan was boom, just stay safe for the first round, just do not get submitted. He's gonna take you down. He's gonna take you down. Just do not get submitted. Keep moving, get him tired, and second round we're pushing, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, it was that. I mean, it was fast as well. I remember because I only watched it the day. To be fair, I watched a few of your fights before you came in. And was it your coach said to you in the corner between the first and second round, he said, don't switch the southpaw too early in the round, because you did early fair in the first round, and that's when he got the first takedown. But it's fucking, like, it was just the contrast coming out, because it was just.
I switched on then. As soon as that first round was on, I was like, boom, okay, I felt him now. It's time to go. Do you know what I mean?
It was sick. It was sick as well. Fucking, you could see your corner behind the cage as well, going
mad.
It was sick. It was sick.
What consumes more energy, being on the offensive or defending?
In terms of grappling?
Yeah. So if you're grappling and you're trying to submit someone, does that use more energy, or when you're getting fucking chased down by someone? I feel like,
when you're like trying to take somebody down, that exerts a lot of energy.
Especially if they stuff them as well.
A lot of energy. But I feel like defending is not too bad.
No,
not too bad. No, depends who you got on top of you though. If you got Habib or someone like that, bro,
it's
crushing pressure.
I mean, even at 145, it's not a very sort of, because some divisions are quite heavy with grapplers. If you look at 145, you've, other than in the top 10 at the minute,
heavily off. That's it.
Yeah, really, other than that, really, I think that a lot of them. But how do you fancy your skills grappling against the likes of them? Do you
know what? I feel like I've got good defensive grappling. Obviously my wrestling could get better. Well, it can get better. I've got good, like, I'm hard to submit in it. Like, I've grappled with the best grapplers. I'm hard to submit, and I feel like when you fight them guys, you're not going to take much damage, and the striking differential is big. Like, them guys, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like
there's a bigger gap in your striking to his than there is in his grappling to yours.
That's what I believe.
As long as you can sort of keep it on the feet, or at least before you get into the mat, you think you've got the edge on them.
What's the easiest way to score?
Significant strikes.
Is it?
The biggest,
it can depend on who's judging as well.
But they are leaning towards, like, they are trying to, like, get the judges to score the striking a lot more than the grappling.
I mean, because especially if you're fighting a grappler, like I've always, a lot of people who watch MMA, they don't like when fighters grapple, but I think if somebody's had grappling control, say for even over a 5-round fight, for 15 minutes of a 5-round fight, but they've done no damage.
Yeah.
But when you've been able to keep it separated, you've been able to implement damage onto them. I think that's got to count for more.
Well, that's what they're doing now. Yeah, that's what they're trying to implement into the sport, because they don't want it to be boring where people are. But it is what it is, fighting it at the end of the day.
It's hard, because for the public, the general public who are watching it, they love to just see people swatting each other.
Yeah. They want to see
people. When the shoe's on the other foot and you're a fighter, like, it's a fine art to be able to control another human for so long.
Right,
especially when you're speaking about it as well, you're talking about the very best fighters in the world. So to be able to even control them and without doing damage, it is a fucking it's a big feat in itself. But if like I think definitely swinging more towards the significant strikes and damage is the best way to judge it.
100%. Nobody wants to watch somebody lying on top of someone for 15 minutes. Really,
to be fair, you want to see people trying to finish the fight as well. It makes it, even for like casual fans as well, people who don't really watch the sport, but they might watch it when there's just like a big name fighting or something. You like, they're still watching it because they want people getting knocked out.
The prices of some of the tickets as well. People have fucking saved up all year to go to an event, and there's just fellas cutting up.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I can't even see us on the deck.
Ticket prices are crazy. I remember last year, me and one of my mates, we just looked at the ticket prices for UFC London last year, and I think the Paris card was I think it was the next month, it might have been a couple of weeks later, whichever one it was, and it would have been cheaper for us to fly to Paris, stay in a hotel for the night and
buy a
then
ticket.
come back the next day or get the Euro start, so get the ticket than it was just to go to London for just the ticket. That's before
nuts.
you take hotels into account and shit
London,
like that.
innit? And that's why I think the coming to Manchester is way better because I feel like the ticket prices will be cheaper and the card's better as well.
Yeah, and to be fair, Dana always says about the UK card as well. I think they get a much better card in the north than you would down south. 100%, especially in Manny, or you come to Liverpool or Manny, you get a better atmosphere in London. 100%. It's just mad as well. Were you fighting at the time when Zabit was still in the division, or had he decided to leave by then? Because
I was fighting, but he was in that was when I was first.
I bet, to be honest, I can imagine every single person in the top 15 of the division's glad he fucked off when he did, because he was a horrible individual.
Where do you win? Do you go?
I don't think there's a game plan to beat him. You've got a puncher's chance, but he was.
I think it's his cardio. I think everyone lacks somewhere in it, and I think with him it's his cardio.
He did. To be fair, it's like, how would you like? Let's say you go, 10 minutes in, he's starting to slow down, but how do you survive 10 minutes with that? He was ridiculous everywhere.
He's good. He's one of the best ever at featherweight. I think I wanted to see him fight like
it's
Holloway.
It's such a what if though as well, isn't it? Because it's like you look at how he performed and he fought, and was it Jacoby who he fought when it was the 3-round fight, and it just like he was so much better everywhere, and it's just like, but there's always that question of like, let's say he had stuck about and he had got to the top 5, top 3, like going towards the number 1 contender and the champion, like there's always going to be the question of would he have fared up with the cardio, but when you look at him when he was there, he was just fucking...
I don't think he'd ever done a 5-round fight either, so like him and Holloway for over 5 rounds would have been a bang.
It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy. Like obviously you've got to look at people like Holloway now as well, and you've got to think like if you get another couple of good wins, like if you fight, like you say Cater's tied for 10 with Ducati at the minute, and then so you beat him, and then you go and beat someone like a Sterling or an Emmett, then obviously people like Max Holloway have got to be names you're looking at, and like
it's actually mad, you know, and you just look at it, like the possibilities, because like even Topuria, he's had the same amount of fights in the UFC as me, but obviously he's finished all but 1 fight, and he's got the title now, so he's had 6 fights. He only had 1 fight in the top 15, you know.
He did. It was that the Emmett fight it was, because he went from fighting Jai Herbert, wasn't it? And he like, do you know what I think? I'm not like obviously taking nothing away from Topuria as well, but Jai Herbert in the first round, he clipped him with that leg kick, and he did put him down. It's like, even though he's fucking he battered Emmett and he beat Volk. Volk was coming off the back of a knockout. I still think if he comes against a Yair or a Holloway or somebody, like people who are going to show him some different things.
There's still questions to be answered, innit? Yeah. So I would like to see how some of them fights play out.
I think to be fair as well, I think the fact he's undefeated, I think that definitely helped him when he went in, because when he went in, he did dog walk Josh Emmett, especially in the later rounds.
He's definitely good. He's got power as well, but that's what's propelled him so quick, innit? Like getting the knockouts, getting crazy.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely get asked a few questions if he comes up against a Holloway or a Yair as well. I think even Volk on a full camp, when like he's had a bit of time to recover as well. I think that's a fight that's got to happen.
Yeah, 100%. I'm intrigued to see how the division plays out.
Do you know what as well? It's been a fascinating division for years. Like some divisions like 170. It can take a while for things to materialise with 170, but like 135, 145 and 155, I think at least for the last 10 years have been the best divisions in the UFC.
100%.
Well, 135 especially over the last 5 years, but
it's been six,
since 2013, 2015, featherweight's always been one of the top divisions. There's always been, and even you look at Holloway, he's been there forever.
He has been.
And he's only 32, same as you, isn't he?
That's scary, that, you know.
He's been about 3 years. He's fought everyone.
Literally though, and he's like, literally. I think, what was he when he come to the UFC, like 18, 19 or something?
He was young when he was
like
so
20
young.
Maybe. Like,
it's crazy. He's fought Charles, he's fought Conor, he's fought Aldo 3 times.
Fought everyone.
Aldo twice, sorry, Volk 3 times.
Twice.
Crazy, Gaethje. It's fucking, it's insane what he, like, but then again, like, as I said, you could only be a couple of wins away from him.
I know.
Like, I would, like, obviously, looking right now, like, how you find, because I know a lot of fighters would come out and be like, yeah, you know, can I go out? But like when you look at people like, you've got Max, you've got Volk all at the top of the division. How do you fare yourself up against those kind of names?
Who are we talking about? Holloway?
Let's say Max. Because obviously, you
I think
prefer to
everyone's
keep
beatable. I think everybody is beatable. And
It's mad though, because like if you go right, Max over the last maybe 12 months before his last fight, you'd probably go, do you know what, I'd probably have a go, but he looked like a different animal in the last fight as well.
He did. He looked very good, very, very good. But I feel like everyone's beatable, man. You just gotta get the right game plan and just like it's a fight at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, look at Tony for example. He looked unstoppable for what was it like fucking 9 years or
and
something.
And looked like a Bobby.
And then
that's what I'm saying.
But then it took the Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
And he got cracked that one too many times, and he just never looked the same since. And I think especially like you look at people like Max as well, like you obviously like you can grapple, but you'd rather keep it on the feet, you'd rather stand and fight. He's obviously not going to be looking to take it to the ground too much, so you're going to be at least in your comfort zone. I think I think that's exciting. No, I think a couple of wins, I think you could sort of ask for anyone in the division. You know what I
feel like I'm just getting better every week as well. So I think by the time I'm fighting these guys next year, I'm gonna be a different animal.
Yeah, 100%, lad.
So
100%,
man.
It is sick. Do you know, just speaking about the bare knuckle and that before, when we had Darren in the other week, he was saying that when he gets to maybe 35, 36, he might have a little go at it. He said he might do when he gets a bit older.
He said it's hard. Once you step into that, he said you don't step away, you don't fight again. He said the amount of damage you're taking, the bare knuckle is dangerous. And he said, and as an MMA fighter, he said your prime years are like 30 to 34, 35. He said, so whilst you're still in that remit of years, why step into something like that?
Unless they're throwing the big dough at you, like...
No, they are, though, if you know, like Eddie Alvarez was saying, because apparently Sean Strickland was coming out saying that they're not getting paid much, but like Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez said he's getting paid more now in bare knuckle than the likes of Strickland. They're getting paid now in the UFC. Apparently that BKFC have got scary money, and McGregor's just bought into it as well, and he's become a partner of it. So if there's going to be money going anyway,
I don't think I'd do it though.
I can't blame you. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
He's too pretty looking at it.
And you gotta get yourself
in shape. I remember a girl saying to me, when we first started MMA, what about your face and all that? And then since then, mate, I've got about 50 scars. But I know I'm not.
You start looking like that 19-year-old girl. What's his name?
That's Roses. But he is a crazy looking dude. He looks like someone's doing a character show of Max Holloway.
Hawaiian, isn't he? Is he Hawaiian?
Is he Hawaiian as well? Is he?
Does look like
no, he's Mexican.
Is he?
Yeah, I hope so, because he wore a sombrero after his last fight. Or was he the Mexican or he's fucked?
Mexican.
It's fucking crazy. It's like, because as well, like, you look at people coming, like, you're saying, obviously, you look at, like, going up in weight. You've got people who are at, like, 135 who said they'd have a crack of featherweight as well. Let's say, there's people at 135 you've got now, like Piotr Jan, if he was to come up to 145, would that be something you'd welcome? Would you be, because obviously you're going to want to fight up in the rankings, but
fight anyone. If
someone comes up, bro, and you've got to welcome them to the division, do you think you're that
anyone,
guy?
Mate, we just get the emails. We get an email. Do you want to fight this person on this date? If we've got no injuries, we're taking it.
Yeah, nice. I suppose as well, especially like, you're trying to get paid as well. Obviously, I know you've got the love for the sport, but you're trying to pay the bills, bro.
That's it, bro. That's it. Trying to. Yeah, it's a short window, man. Like, trying to get as many fights in before it's done, innit?
Yeah. Say obviously after you finish fighting, like have you got, like, where do you see yourself going? Say maybe another 4 or 5 years. You think like hang them up? Have you got anything in mind? You see yourself going into coaching, or would you say
Caribbean restaurant? Man.
You're gonna go.
Yeah, I'll definitely do some sort of restaurant. But do you know what? I'm just trying to build business from now. Trying to build business from now. I want to be able to retire from fighting, thinking I don't need to fight anymore. I don't need the money.
Game that can be taken away like that.
Exactly, and that's what I've learned as well. When I had that bike accident in 2022, that was like my wake up call. Like, bro, you could be retired now. You could be done now.
That could have been game over, bro.
This is what I'm saying, and it's like since then I've just been like trying to build.
100%. I mean, like you said before, after what happened after what happened in 2013, like fucking, like you said, you feel like you it's almost like not borrowed time, but you're lucky to be in the position you're in now. So it's like you want to capitalise while it's there. Because as you said, with any athlete as well, footy players, anything, it's a short window, and they're not getting kicked in the face.
I know.
On a daily basis.
And they're getting paid weekly.
Yeah, and they're getting paid
big,
so
big
much
dough.
more.
Yeah,
You've
got to spread your money out.
Yeah.
Are you classified as self-employed then?
Yes. Yes. Limited company. And
Pay
Very
himself
nice,
minimum
very
wage.
nice.
Yeah, minimum wage. You know the one. You know the one.
Put it in the pension pot. Like,
This
Yeah,
Lamborghini's a work car, lad.
Nah, you gotta be smart, man. You gotta be
Tax
smart.
reliefs
There's so many fighters that just end up like fighting till 40, 45 and all
You
that because they need the
can't
dough.
do that,
I'm
bro.
not doing that.
You won't. They
It's
listen.
legacy as well, innit? You
Yeah,
won't have
Listen,
a fucking name.
one of the biggest legends in the sport, Forrest Griffin, right?
Yeah.
He maybe stayed on for a few fights too long,
many.
and like sometimes I love Forrest Griffin, lad, and like you look at interviews with him now, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
it's a scary,
scary, bro.
fuck,
This is what I'm saying. Like you can never come back from serious CTE damage. You can't come back from
and
it.
I mean, listen, he's probably fine, but like in his day-to-day life, but like you can't tell when it's took its toll.
No,
on
but when they
people,
do them videos of like fighters reacting at home to a fight, and it goes to anything of him, and you just think, wow,
I've not really seen. I've
seen one or two of them, and like everyone's like on the ball going, oh, look fucking, and he's like,
he looks like sometimes he just looks a little bit.
Yeah.
he's off his
Bro,
tits.
Looks like someone's paused him for a second.
game, mate. It's a dark game, bro.
It can't. I mean, listen, but at the end of the day, like you said before, everyone who's in the gym, man, it's like you've got to.
It's a drug though, innit?
Fucking hell, yeah. That adrenaline, you're probably chasing that, bro. You know what I mean?
I love. Do you know what? When I'm not training, if I've got any injuries or anything, I'm like, bro, I don't know what to do with myself. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I go to the gym, I'm happy again. I'm like, boom, I'm training. Do you know what I mean? So
That must be frustrating when you're injured. You know what I mean? And like, and you know, you're in them years where you're like, you're fucking.
I literally feel like a waste of space. Like, bro, like, what am I doing with myself? But this is another thing that I'm working on now because I know it's going to come to an end at some point. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, and that's why you need to be ready for that.
That's what I mean. If you ever decided, like, I'll take a little week just to.
Yeah.
In 4, 5, 6 years, when you've decided to, you could look back on those little weeks off here and there and go, shit. You know what I mean? You've got to use the time. You've got
definitely.
crazy.
It's a small window of opportunity to be a fighter, innit?
Small. It's just you have to. I feel like you have to be somebody away from fighting as well. Do you get what I'm saying? You got to be.
You can't. You've got to be your own person away from them. You can't let it consume you completely.
Exactly.
When it affects your mental state, then, because if you're just all in as a fighter and you don't have anything else going on about you, once that fighting's being taken away,
that's what I'm saying.
Just a shadow of the person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of people doing it.
Who are you away from fighting then?
I'm a family man, innit?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a family man, and it's just like
From a big family?
Have you got kids
got a
yourself?
big family. I've got a son, yeah.
Nice.
How
old is your
My
son?
son's 7 now.
Sir.
Are you getting him in the gym?
Yeah, I've got him training.
Yeah.
My little project, man. I've got him training. I took him Muay Thai the other day, sparring. It's just, I love it, man.
Sick.
It's sick. It's like I'm building something. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not even just about fighting. It's just about I'm like teaching him like life lessons and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
it's discipline, though,
bro. It's so sick. It's so sick. And I'm just like, even like you just come. I was drinking a bottle of Coke the other day, and he's saying, "Daddy, that's not healthy." And that. It's just like little
keeping you
things.
in
Do you know what I'm saying,
check.
bro?
He's keeping you in
Keeps
check.
me in check. Keeps me on my toes, man. So yeah, it's good. I love it, man.
What does you? So obviously, he's only. You say he's 7. Like he's only still little. Like, what does he think of what you do, and how much of an understanding? And obviously, he trains himself, but like, how much of an understanding of the actual the night of the fight and what goes on? Like, how much of an understanding has he got of
Not really. He don't really understand it like that, innit? Because obviously he trains, but he thinks that it's all like not play, but he don't understand how.
He's not doing hard sparring.
No. He don't understand.
Has he ever
like
said
that.
to anyone in school, "Listen, Mark, get me off, let's fucking
Do you know what? He started to speak about it more because I had the UFC coming to film, and they filmed me doing a bit with him and that, and he's like, "Oh, am I going to be on telly and that?"
Yeah,
so he's starting to tell people, I'm on telly. Do you know what I mean?
Was it like an embedded type of thing?
Yeah, it's like that.
Did he follow you the whole fight week? Did he lead up to it?
ESPN, yeah, it's on YouTube now. They followed me for like three days prior to the fight, and then 3 days around the fight, after the fight, and all that.
Do you know with the 3 days leading up to the fight as well? Because obviously that's probably you've sort of you finished your camp, then you're in your final stages of preparation. That's probably the most intense time. Getting right towards the end.
Bro, I'm just like,
having them
leave me
cameras
alone.
there. Is that added pressure? I'd imagine it is.
It's the worst. It's not even like, it's not more so pressure. It's just like you just want to chill and focus on the fight. You don't. There's times when you're in your room and you just don't want to be thinking about fighting. You want to just watch a film. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got the camera crew there. Boom,
Got
boom,
loads
want
of
to
media
talk.
commitments
That's
and all
what I'm
that.
saying. But it's just part of the game, innit?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose as well, like the higher up you get, especially in the division. division and the more weight your name carries sort of in the UFC as well. They are going to want to sort of, and I suppose as well, because like you've never, I mean, from what I've seen, you've never really been wanted to get much on the mic and start chatting shit. I know a lot of people jump on, but
it's a business at the end of the day, and you've got to make money and sell fights, haven't you?
It is, and that's like I never go away from being me in it. I'm like more.
You should never change who you are.
Yeah, but I understand the game. I understand you have to bring something other than fighting too for people to.
Sometimes it's too forced.
Yeah,
some
100%.
people,
And
like,
since McGregor, I feel like we've seen a million like folders.
Everyone's trying to get their own gimmick going. I mean, to be fair though, to be fair to some of them, that's what kept. I mean, I know he's a bit of a knobhead, but that's what kept Colby Covington in the UFC. He were literally, he'd said to him, like, he was coming to the last fight on his contract, and he'd said to him, like, look, listen, it doesn't matter what you go out and do, like, we're not, because he was just primarily a grappler. He wasn't like a fan favourite. People were saying he was quite boring, and he said
controversial.
That was before any of that.
Oh really?
He was dead humble. He was dead like, you know, he wasn't very outspoken and stuff. And he said, like, listen, no matter what, like after your next fight, his fight was in Brazil. He was like, you know, we're not renewing your contract. You're going to be let go. And so he thought, like, you know, he had to do something drastic, otherwise the window was gone. And after the fight, he got on the mic and he was saying like Brazilians are dirty animals and all, like just chatting all shit, started calling the champion out and all stuff like that.
No, I get it from that side, but it's like for me, I've seen a lot of people make it without doing that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
yeah, sometimes like, you got to let your fighting speak for itself as well. You can't go in and be all talk and get knocked out. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to sell very well. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to age well at all.
Yeah, I suppose as well, to be fair, you want to focus more on being able to make sure you can back it up before you say it. Do you know what I mean? Like
end up a meme.
Yeah.
End up a meme.
What's been the hardest fight you've had? Would you say so far? Like just across, not even in the UFC, in your whole career, as the one that stands out where you come out of it and you're like, shit. Okay.
Yeah, I've had some. Do you know what? I had my second amateur fight. I fought someone that was who's called Matt Bonner. He fights at middleweight now. So I fought.
Oh shit!
I fought welterweight at amateur. My first few amateur fights.
So you're at 170.
Yeah, because I was big then. I used to bang the weights and that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that fight was like one of the hardest fights. That was a war, and then I don't know. I had a few at pro that I've been wars, but probably not been in the UFC. You know, just like before. And
just scraps.
Yeah, scraps, and that's probably just like. Because I didn't have the skill level more so, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had some wars.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose as well in them amateur fights as well, it's probably when people are, like when you sort of get to a professional level, you've got to sort of maybe be a bit more careful with your body, look after yourself. But when you're at an amateur, everyone's trying to make it, so probably going to see a bit more fucking sometimes. You know,
I was having it, man. I think I broke my nose in that fight as well.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, it was sick.
I had to just fucking click it back into
play. It was sick though, it was sick.
What's it like? Obviously, like, you know, obviously you said after when you got shot, that's when you sort of a couple of years after that's when you found MMA. What was it that drew, what out of anything at the time, what was it that drew you to MMA? Was there anything in particular, or did you stumble across it? Because I know a lot of fighters say they just found themselves, you know, they live around the corner from a gym, they wandered in one day and then
that's
they stayed
it. Do you know what? I always watched it. I used to love watching it. My cousin told me to come to some gym that opened up round the corner, which was in Manchester. And like, obviously at the time I had a lot going on. I had a lot on my head. Yeah. And I was out and about doing whatever. And it's just like, when I went to the gym, it was how it made me feel in the gym.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I felt like, it's like a meditation almost. Like I'm not thinking about nothing else.
All the noise is gone then.
Yes,
you're just in there.
I felt free. And it's like, even after like rounds or sparring or something, after the gym, I felt happy. Do you get what I'm saying? And
get that serotonin after you go to the gym, when you start doing the weight, you get that serotonin when you come out.
And I wasn't feeling like that, and that's the only time I felt like that. Otherwise, it was like, boom, I'm focused on this negative stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's what drew me in, and then I wanted to be in there every day, and then I ended up just like loving it, and that's it.
How old were you when you? So it was 22, so 10 years ago when you got into it. To be fair,
that's still quite late to start as well, isn't it? Really,
it is,
a lot of people that like, I suppose as well, but especially as you said, I had a lot of other shit going on, like in your sort of personal life. With you saying it was like where you were sort of going to feel like you felt a bit free, you come out, you got that bit like rush, like, you know, you felt happy, and then you probably felt a little bit lighter, you probably cared a little bit less about all the other shit going on. That must have been not like addictive, but if you weren't feeling like that in your personal life at the time, to get that rush, you're like, oh shit, I feel good after that. You must have been like chasing that. I can imagine because I can't imagine getting over what happened as well. Like you know, like I can't imagine that was an easy process. Not even physically recovering from getting shot, but mentally recovering from it.
So that's what it was like, a therapy for me. It's like an outlet. Do you know what I'm saying? You're in there punching shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
you're letting out.
You're letting out, and I feel like without that, bro, I honestly do not know where I'll be right now, and that's like honestly because I think I would have went mad.
And especially with everything else going on, it's easy to let negativity consume you sometimes as well.
Understandable, isn't it?
Easy
and
to
when you sat about with nothing else to do, other than that, like what else? Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not only an outlet, but it's something that you can sort of. It's like a different way to sort of express how you're feeling, and maybe where you're at, you sort of get some of your frustrations out as well. I mean, it's sick. It's sick that you've got something to accredit that to as well. Because like a lot of other people, like a lot of other people, whether they get involved in certain things or they're just in a bad place, they just that's it then. They can't pull themselves out of it, and not only to pull yourself out of it, but to get to where you've got and to achieve the things you've achieved. That's and you're still young. There's still so much further down the line for you. It's crazy. It's sick. And listen, we appreciate you coming down as well. Before we wrap up, obviously, I want to know. Let's say you're 32 now. Let's say by the time you get to 35. 3 years from now, what's the goal? Where do you see yourself? What are you shooting for?
Just world champion.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
Like, what else?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sick.
I want to be in 3 years' time. I want to be champion and have defended my belt 3-4 times.
So you want to stay active? Then you want to be regular?
Yeah.
That's the only way to stay.
That's it. I'm riding this thing till the wheels fall off.
That's sick, man. That's sick,
bro.
And after fighting, you're going back to Jamaica, opening a restaurant, and it's chicken and curry go for the rest of the day.
Buying a crib in Jamaica, crib in Thailand, crib in Dubai, and a crib in America.
I love it, lad. I love it. You go there.
That's why you're staying active.
Yeah,
you
want to have a bell for each house as well.
Come on. I'm looking at crib everywhere.
Yeah, sick, man. Sick. Well, listen. I wish you all the best with it as well. And we'd love to get you back on one day, maybe after your next fight. We'd love to get you back on.
When you've got the belt on the couch as well.
Yeah, hey, listen. You'll have to bring us a pair of gloves for the studio next time. Bring us a pair of gloves and keep them in here. I appreciate it. LERONE, thank you for coming down, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody at home for watching as well. We'll leave a link to all your Instagram, your social media in the description. If you don't already know LERONE and you're not following his career,
you're a dickhead.
There's going to be some big things in the UFC over the next few years, so go and give him a follow and get on board now. Thank you for watching LERONE. Thanks again for coming, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy. Peace.